It's a funny, upside down, topsy-turvy world we live in these days. And here in the UK, we're just entering our second lockdown. So no more group riding. So for a lot of people, myself included, lots of riding on our own. So in this video, I thought I'd share my tips for solo riding and why actually riding on your own isn't all that bad. So let's dive in. Now, the first aspect of riding on your own during a lockdown is to safety first, basically. For me, I stay local and keep the rides fairly short. I ride on roads I'm familiar with. It's also worth planning your route in advance and then maybe share that route with your family or partner so at least they know where you're going. Clearly carry a phone with you, take some money or debit card, credit card just in case, and always carry a mask just in case you have to dive into a shop for more food or phone a taxi or anything like worst case scenario. Make sure you're prepared. Also make sure your bike is in good mechanical order, in tippity-toppity condition. Regularly clean it and lube the chain so it's all working well. Inspect your tyres for glass. Make sure you've got spares when you're riding, so spare tube or two, a good working pump, a multi-tool, everything else you need to get your bike up and running. So spare chain links, a chain tool. Just think of the worst case scenario really and prepare for those and make sure you've got everything you need in your pockets or a saddle bag or handlebar bag, wherever you want to carry your stuff, make sure it's on your bike. So because you're riding on your own, you can't rely on a mate to help you, so make sure you've got all the tools and you know what to do with your tools as well. Just make sure you're self-reliant basically, make sure you can fix your bike in any situation. Don't go crazy when you're riding your roads as well, don't go too fast, don't ride in sketchy conditions as well. Just make sure you're riding sensibly, you're not putting extra strain on your partners, your family, a support network or the emergency services as well who are under extreme duress at the time of kind of national pandemic. So safety first. Now, riding on your own doesn't have to be all that bad. I know a lot of people prefer a group ride, and I do enjoy a good group ride, a good fast pace. You can hurt along much faster than you can on your own. Shared stories and shared conversations and shared jokes helps the miles and hours tick by a lot more quickly than on your own. But the downside to riding with a group, and why I like riding on my own, riding solo, is you can set your own pace. You can go as fast or as slow as you like. So you're having a good day, you can go fast. Having a bad day, you can go slowly. You're not having a pace dictated to you by somebody else. And everybody knows a fast person, a friend they ride with, or a group ride that always goes out really fast. And sometimes that's fine, but sometimes you just want to ride at your own pace. And that is a benefit of riding on your own, and why I like riding on my own so much, going ride at my own pace. The other benefit of riding on your own is you can go out whenever suits you. You don't have to go out super early at 8 o'clock when a club ride leaves on a Sunday morning. Go out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You can ride when it suits you, fit it around your family, be much more flexible and much more sociable with the rest of your family as well, especially during these stressful times when you need to support your friends and your family, make sure they're getting all the support they need and fit your riding around them and not fit them around your riding like so many people do. The other nice thing about riding on your own is you can stop whenever you want, like I have now, to take in the view and just have a moment to pause and reflect on the day, clear your head, maybe take a photograph. I mean, it's a stunning day today. The sun is out, clear and crisp. Found a nice quiet road that I'm riding today. So a chance just to pause, just listen to the wildlife around you, listen to the countryside or a city or wherever you live, and just take a moment. I think we all need to take a moment during these times of crisis. So that's another benefit of riding your own. You can just stop when you want and pause. There's two other things that really annoy me about riding in a group as well. As much as I like people in that group, is there's always somebody with a badly maintained bike that's squeaking and creaking and groaning away, and it just ruins the enjoyment of that group ride. And it's also at the time of year, UK winter approaching, so the roads are covered in mud and rain and lots of cow poo as well. Is the lack of mud guards. That seems to be a trend these days, so you get covered in mud, head to toe covered in mud, as much as if you went mountain biking off-road. So you get home absolutely plastered, and that's not nice at all. So riding on your own, you only get covered in your own spray, and if you have mud guards on your bike, that won't be a problem. So you get home nice and clean, you won't get soggy bottom, muddy shoes, and so on. And because your bike will be well maintained, of course, nice lube chain, brakes working well, there won't be any creaks or rattles or groans from your own bike, just the quiet whir of the tyres on a tarmac and the countryside behind you. And those are two things I really hate about group riding, and why riding through a lockdown on my own isn't all that bad actually, because I don't get covered in mud and I don't have a noisy bike to listen to. So yeah, not all bad. Another good tip, which I used during the first lockdown all those months ago, and I use again during this new lockdown, is to explore routes and roads where you live, and also go off-road if you have a mountain bike, a gravel bike or a cyclocross bike. You'll be surprised just how many bridleways and byways and other legal trails you can ride on your bike there are where you live. I was really surprised when I started looking, and during the first lockdown, even though I thought I knew all the trails and routes, I found loads of new routes and really explore my local area in a way I never had done before. Because during the lockdown, especially during the first lockdown, and I think during the second lockdown, it's a smart idea, it's wise to stay fairly local. Instead of doing big out and back routes into the next county and beyond, try and stay local and get creative with your route planning. I've devised a loop you can do laps of, which is a really good idea, especially if you've got a nice hill. You can do reps of this hill on a nice kind of 5, 10, 15 kilometre route, or just try and explore roads you've never ridden before because you've overlooked them in the search for going big out and back rides, which many people do prefer to do. Try and use every single road where you live. And for me, that worked really well during the first lockdown, and I'll be doing it again in the second lockdown, just to explore roads I've never ridden before. And a reward for going exploring if you find nice quiet roads like this. Like I've been sat here for about 4 minutes and not a single car at all. Very nice. And getting off-road on your gravel, mountain bike or cyclocross bike is also a really good idea. So using your off-road bike to explore all the trails and woods where you live is a really good way to get safely away from the madness of this world we live in. Really clear your mind, a real sense of adventure and escape. But with the proviso, you don't go crazy, because riding off-road can be more dangerous when you're in the middle of the woods, out of phone reception maybe, and a long way from the road. So don't go crazy, ride within your limits, very within your limits, ride safe, safety first. But yeah, use your off-road bike to go exploring routes, bridleways, and it's a good way to mix up your riding. It just makes it more fun, because the challenge with the last lockdown, and will happen again with this one, people get bored of riding the same routes, the same roads over and over again. So that's where an off-road bike is really good. Just spice up your ride. So go off-road if you can. Nice quiet road this. So those are my words of wisdom, some advice, some tips as we enter this new lockdown for the next month. Maybe even longer, it depends how it goes, but fingers crossed it isn't too bad. Now, I just want to share my personal experience of going through a lockdown and some tips I've learnt along the way from being a bike journalist and just being a cyclist as well. So hopefully there's something in there for everybody. You might get a little nugget of advice that might be applicable to your riding for next month. If I missed anything though, or there's any advice you want to share, do feel free to get down in the comment section below and let us know how you're going to ride over the next 4 weeks, off-road, on-road, indoors. What is your approach to riding through lockdown? I'd love to hear your thoughts and share with the community here on Just Ride Bikes. So get down below and type away. But the main thing, everybody, is just to be safe, stay safe, and look after your family and loved ones. And hopefully we all get through this and out the other side, back to some sort of normality. That'd be nice. But that's all for now. There'll be a bike review or 2 coming on Sunday. Make sure you stay around for that. If you're not already, subscribe down below. Hopefully you found this video useful. Hit the like button if you did. And I will see you all again next time. I'll just leave you with a little glimpse of my latest test bike coming soon.